Hello everyone, I hope you're staying healthy and safe at home, and also you're ready to do more mathematics, learn more mathematics online. Here are some things to consider. I've been told that I have to end class online by April 17th, and the final exam must take place between April 20th to April 24th. And also the SUNY rule states that I have to cover all the material as in regular semesters, although some topics may be covered lightly. Now, proctoring exams online is a challenge, and because of that, I won't be giving exam 3 and 4. Instead, I'll be putting extra grades on other things like extra homework and some quizzes and some discussion forum participation grades. And also, you as a student, you'll have to learn how to maneuver through a blackboard in this transition, and that's why I'm making this video. Here are the changes in the grading scheme. Exam 1 and 2 are the ones that you've already taken, and just as the syllabus states, it will be 30% of your grades. But after exam 2, since we're transitioning to online, here is what we're going to do. First, there will be two kinds of homework. One is the classwork and the other is a web work. Classwork is assigned through Blackboard, and you are graded on effort. So if you remember how I ran the class in class, I would usually put a question on the board and ask everyone to try, and I would go around asking people to solve it, right? And this is a good way to check if you have been watching the lectures, if you have really learned the skills that you have to learn. And this is done through the classwork. The only difference is now you have to submit it online, and you also get grades for it, so that's even better, right? The online homework web work is on a separate web page. If you go to Blackboard, you'll be given a link to it and guidelines on how to log on to it. The questions on here, you'll be given credit only for correct answers. Those answers which are off by just slightly, you won't be given credit for it. There will be 3 quizzes, including this Thursday, starting this Thursday, and the topics will be narrower than an exam. You'll be given a specific topic to prepare for the quiz, and also it will be proctored through the webcam. Now, the way I'm going to do this webcam proctoring is the following format. I need you to have a separate webcam pointing to your work area, so I can be sure that you're doing the work. You're not looking at things like textbooks or your other digital apps. So I need the webcam to be pointing to your work area, and after you're done, I need you to take your phone and take a picture of your work and submit it to me through email. Now, the problem is that many of you, well, it's not a problem. Many of you do have a webcam and a cell phone separately. Some people think that, oh, I can use my cell phone as a webcam and then take a picture. Well, I don't like that, because when you take a picture with your cell phone, then you'll be having to take that webcam you're using, your cell phone that you're using as a webcam, to take the picture, and I can't see you doing that, and I can't be sure what's going on while you're doing that transition. So I really need you to have a separate webcam and a cell phone. Now, I checked with everyone through that Google Forms, and it looks like most of you do not have any problem. And when I contact those who did have problem, they either said they're going to buy a webcam, or they're going to borrow someone's laptop, their parents' laptop, and so on and so on. So it looks like everything's going to go fine. Now there's the discussion forum where you ask questions about the homework or answer other people's questions. So you can try that. That will be 5%, and it will be an easy 5% grades. If you think about the classwork and the discussion forum, which most of you will be getting 100%, that's like a full exam score. So just doing these extra things will gain you that almost 100 on an exam. So it has the same effect as 100 on the exam. So that's pretty good. Now the final exam in the previous syllabus that I had was for 30% of the grades. Now that has been increased to 35%. Some important facts. Classwork should be submitted through Blackboard as JPG files or PDF files. What I want you to do is, when you do your classwork, I want you to take a picture of your work, and you will end up with several JPG files, right? There are some apps out there which can make it into a single PDF file, and sometimes it's easier when you try to upload. Either format is fine. But what I need you to do is to submit it through Blackboard. The assignment itself has a section where you say, here's my work, and then you can attach all these JPG files. You have to do it through the Blackboard. That's because the way I set up the Blackboard is I'm going to give grades through the Blackboard, and if you don't have it on there, then I can't give you grades. I'm saying this because in the past I've noticed a few people trying to email me the classwork, and I can't do anything with it. So if you email, I'll just reply back and say, hey, I can't give you grades for this. You have to submit these on Blackboard. So why do the work twice? Just submit that through the Blackboard. Okay. Now on the other hand, quizzes and exams are proctored through a webcam. You will have to take a photo of your work and submit through email. Okay, so this is the difference. So quizzes and exams submitted to email. Classwork, do not email. You have to submit through Blackboard. For forum discussion, you need to have 4 more postings in the homework help board, and in addition to your introduction and the introduce yourself board. There are just 2 boards if you go to the discussion forum. And the first one is just for the first day. You have to introduce yourself, who you are, what your hobby is. You write also your favorite equation. You have to put a photo of yourself or something that you like. The purpose of this is to make sure everyone is on board, and also it's to make sure that everyone knows how to insert photos and put equations. There is some major change in the way I'm going to proctor final exam. I'm going to put 2 measures in order to increase the integrity of the exam. The first measure is that I'm going to divide the exam into 4 parts, and you will only be allowed to leave your work area during breaks in between. Because the exam's long, the final exam will be long, and I mean, you will have to use the restroom or something else in between, so you'll have to do that. But how can I make sure that you're not cheating, looking at things in between? So I'm going to divide the exam into 4 parts, and you will only be allowed to leave your work area during breaks in between. Okay, once submitted, you will not be allowed to go back. Now, a day or 2 after the final exam, I will be performing individual interview and ask you to solve randomly selected problems with the exam, from the exam. So I need to make sure that you've done your work. You didn't like ask someone to help you during the exam, or just you didn't get the solution from somebody else. I need to know that it's your own work, and to make sure that you really did your work, I'm going to have this interview, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a random problem from the final exam that you took, which you did well, and I'm just going to change a few numbers, and I'll ask you to solve it, and as you solve it, you have to be able to explain it. Now, those who receive below 90, I will exempt from this interview. I thought about making this 80, but since differential equations this semester is filled with really good students, I believe many people will be getting over 90, so I will only be interviewing students who get 90 or above. And the reason I do this is because I don't have time to interview everybody. So that's the plan. And hopefully taking these two measures, I can comfortably give the grades, trust the integrity of the final exam, and give the grades that you deserve. Okay, these are the things that I really wanted to put out through this video. After this video, what you need to do is to go to the second video where you're going to learn how to put images into the post, not as an attachment. If you put images as attachment, say that you had this question about the web work problem, you're struggling and you want to ask other people in the forum. What you want to do is you want to take a screenshot of the question, post it in there so that you can show other people what the problem you're trying to talk about is. Now, if you put that as an attachment, the problem is other people reading your work will have to click on the attachment that opens up as a pop-up. They'll have to see it, click it, and to close it, and then go back to your writing. And it's really confusing. Sometimes someone may have to go back and forth. So in order to efficiently communicate through the forum, you need to learn how to put images into the post, not as an attachment. Also, another thing that you have to learn is how to put equations using the equation editor, and that's because sometimes you want to explain further what you were trying to do, or sometimes you want to help other people what they should be doing, and it's best if you try to use the equation editor or these special signs that they allow you to use. Okay, so welcome back, and I hope to see you at the forum.